Hello everyone, welcome to a new session. So today we will work on a new problem from LeetCode, and today it is container with most water. So the problem says you are given an integer array height of length n, for example like this. It has n length, so that could be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the length is 9, that means the n is 9. There are n vertical lines drawn such that the two endpoints of the ith line are I0, this is 0, and these are the index, and I height I. Find two lines that together with the x-axis, so it is x-axis, it is y-axis, with the x-axis form a container. It says find two lines. See, this is the given array of integers, and each value in this array represents a line here on the x-axis. For example, this one represents this represents this. So each value represents one of those lines. Now you find two lines that contains the most water and return those two. That means you need to find two lines and calculate the area between those two lines and find the maximum one. For example, if you take this line and this line, so it takes all this part. It's a lot. But if you take this line and this line, it could be more than this. Or if you take this line and this line, see these two. Now if you add this water, who knows, maybe it is the greatest area. But we just can't say by looking at this. We need to calculate to be exactly on the point and get the maximum value. So we have to calculate between each of these two lines and finally return the maximum area. So let's see and how we can do that. So we can take a two-pointer solution, that the one line from the first and one line from the last. So and then we keep moving forward to the end side. So now say if left should be from the index 0 and right should be from the, so length minus 1, length of it is height, not nums, height minus 1, because if you get the length of this, it gets 9, but we need to get the index for that value. For that reason I said minus 1. So now we start calculating the area between the two lines, one line from the left, one line from the right, and calculate the area between those two lines and get the maximum value. And we already know how to calculate area. So let's say max area, at right now it is 0. No semicolon here, we are in Python. So max area. So we need to loop through this array. So we say while left is less than right, as far as left is less than right, so we start from here and from here, and we keep moving forward, until they come to one point. So as far as left is less than right, so each time we need to calculate the area between the two lines. So to calculate the area between those two lines, we need to get the height of that area because you say that area equals height times width. It is something that we know from our geometric knowledge. So now we need to get the height and width. For example, if you calculate the space between this line, the first line, and the last line, so you need to get the height. For example, the height of this line, it is, let's say, 1, and the width, the distance between these two lines. So if you start from this part, which is 0, and come here up to this point, so you say that you need to get this distance, this space. So it becomes your width. Why you are not taking the height of this line? Because it doesn't make sense. If you take the height of this line and this line, so that means that you need to calculate this part. But can you add water here? No. So you want to get that space that you can have water. So for that reason you get the smaller height. You get the smaller height, and then you need to get the width. Width means the space between these two lines. And that is, you subtract this, if it is right, minus the left one, however remains, that is your space here. For example, here it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it is 0. So you say 8 minus 0. At this time the distance is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the height, the length of the shorter line, because you need to calculate this area, this part. So now let's get the height. Height equals, so we said that height should be the smaller line, so we can get the minimum value. We can say mean between so HEIGHT at index left and HEIGHT at index right. So index left is this one, index right shows this one, and when you say mean, the minimum between these two, and you get this one. So you get this way, you can get the height, and you need to get the width also, and you get the width by subtracting the left from the right. So you can say right minus left. Now you can multiply these two and you get your area. So in the beginning, so we need to keep calculating this, and we need to keep track of this area. We have a max area variable, so every time we need to update the max area value. We say max area equals the max between max area, this one, and area. For example, in the beginning it is 0, now it is, so the height is 1, the width is 8, 1 times 8 is 8 at this point. Now it is 8. So when you say max area and area, max area, the value is 0 right now, but this area is 8. So that means this returns the value of 8, and it updates the value of max area. Now max area updates from 0 to 8. So we keep doing this. So right now we have calculated only the space between these two lines, so we need to keep moving forward. So now, should we keep moving forward from the right or from the left? If we come from the right, that means you need to come from this line to this line and calculate the space between this line and this line. Or you need to move from this side and come here and calculate the space between this one and this one. Which one makes more sense? We are looking forward to getting the maximum value. So for that reason, each time we need to move from the shorter side because that makes more sense. So if you move from the greater side, which is right on at this time, you come here. So of course you space now you have to calculate the space between these two. The height is the same and the width is less than the previous one. So this way you cannot get the maximum value. But if you move from the shorter one, so you come here, so now the width of course decrease by 1 unit, but the height see increases. So that means it makes more sense to move from this side this time. So we say every time we need to calculate which one is the shorter one, then from the shorter side we move to the inside. So say if HEIGE height at the index left is smaller than HEIGE height at the index of right. So if left is smaller, so we have to move the left value towards the inside. So we can say left plus equals 1. Else we say right. So we have to move right to the inside. So we say right minus 1 because it needs to move to the negative side. For example, if it was 8, so now it comes here. So you say 8 minus equal 1. So if it happens, that means we move from this to this one and calculate the area between these two. So this time the height is the minimum of these two. The height is this one. This time the height is 7 and the width is, so the width is right minus left. Right is 8 and left is 1. 1 minus 8 is 7. So 7 times 7, it is 49. This time the value of area is 49. So we need to update this because it was 8 earlier. Now we need to get the maximum value. Max area is 8 and it is 49. So now we update the value of max area, which is 49. And at the end, we return max area. Okay, you see it passed successfully, and I hope it was clear enough. But in case if there is any question, you can add them in the comment and I will come back to your comments and review them together. Until the next session, have a nice time.